Bam! What's going on, YouTube? So, I'm here today with a fellow YouTuber. It goes by, was it DisRegarding Henry? Is your
Yes.
channel name? Okay. But his real name is Tyler, and we're about to dissect one of my favorite films of all time. The subscribers had no idea this is coming, but about to dissect one of my favorite films of all time, Upstream Color, by Mr. Shane Carruth himself. Let me bring up some images here. Let me get the screen share going. Bam! Shane Carruth. Easily one of my favorite filmmakers, even though it's kind of bizarre because he's only made 2 films so far, but they're 2 of my favorites all time, for sure. If there was some... I mean, it's weird. I just spoke about him recently in one of the last JA movie news, but just a quick recap. I mean, he's sort of like a software engineer turned filmmaker. I think his first film was a film called Primer that came out in 2000. And basically, he's kind of like if Christopher Nolan and Terrence Malick had a baby, I think it would probably be Shane. Is there anything you want to add to Shane's bio that comes to mind?
Well, he's arguably just as famous for a movie he hasn't made as the ones that he has made, at least amongst his fans.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a... Damn it! It just occurred to me that a topiary doesn't have like a main logo or something. I'll have to bring it up here. But as I am doing that, or actually, wait a second. You got the flash us the cover page. Do you have the cover page of the topiary?
Like the tagline for it?
No, just like the first page of the script where it's just like a topiary and then.
Oh yeah, I got the script right here.
Yeah, he's got the script to Shane's unmade.
Thing's massive and heavy.
Let's see. Yeah. Sci-fi. That's awesome. That's big. And that script's like 200 and something pages or something?
Let me check. 244 pages.
Jesus Christ. Well, if we have some time, we will definitely try to get into that as well. Oh, I forgot to bring up the film. But let's go ahead and just dive right into Upstream Color. I think the first thing that we're going to do... Let's see. And screen share. I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to give some spoiler-free thoughts on Upstream Color first, and then we're going to try to keep it brief. Just because I just don't feel that this is a film that's very well known, so I wanted to do that first, and then we're just going to dive right in and just dissect everything. So I guess my spoiler-free thoughts of the film. My God, it's really complicated, this movie. I guess the best way I could summarize it would be it's about this woman who sort of is like a victim of mind rape, literally though, from this guy who like uses these insects. He puts the insects inside of people, and it allows him to sort of have control over that person. And so she's
kind of mind control.
Yeah. So she's sort of like one of the main characters. She's sort of a victim of this, and the movie sort of is about what happens after she's been sort of abducted by this guy, and she runs into our next main character, played by Shane Carruth himself. And things just get batshit crazy. How would you summarize Upstream in a spoiler-free sort of way?
Well, it's pretty good. It's very visual. It's very experimental,
Hmm.
and yeah, but it is basically about somebody whose um, mind and body are invaded by this organism and this mysterious cycle that involves a lot of shady, ambiguous people whose roles you aren't quite sure exactly what they are, and she gets mixed up in this and
Hmm.
ends up losing her identity, completely like her sense of herself, and it's about her trying to put back together the pieces of her life and her psyche and her personality,
Hmm.
sort of about a breakdown and a recovery in a very unusual way.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna have to pull up the cast list names as we're talking as well. I think the actress is Amy Simage, I think.
Amy
Um,
Simons, yeah.
okay. Uh, so yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but I think we are now. Oh, and just real quick, if you haven't seen Upstream Color, I think you should give it a shot. It's experimental, it's low budget, but it is just a complete mind fuck. Like it's just one. If you're one of those people who like to like rewatch movies again and again, sort of like a puzzle to sort of try to
Yeah.
figure this thing out. This is this is
It's
definitely for you.
That's the same thing that makes Primer so fun. Is like trying to figure out all the timelines and everything, and figure out like, okay, how many times has this character been through at this point in the story? Upstream Color is, yeah, it's a puzzle in that same way of trying to figure out like, what does this bit of information mean? What piece of the story am I getting here? I
Mhm.
remember like watching it the first time. It's like you have to watch it once almost as a preparation for watching it like the real time, so you can sort of catch everything that's being presented to you in these unusual ways. Like my
Mhm.
first time, I didn't get anything, and then the second time, suddenly it was like, oh my god, there's a story here. This actually makes a kind of sense.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I can leave you with before we go into the spoiler-filled section is that I remember a woman, she was interviewing Shane, and she was talking about how a fan, he went to watch Upstream Color, and he didn't think about the movie as he watched it. He sort of just let the movie just wash all over him, which I thought was probably the best way to watch one of Shane's movies. Honestly, that's what I do, anyways. I usually don't go in there with like a notepad. I just sort of just sort of let it sink in, and then as soon as it's over, then I break out the notepad.
Yeah, yeah. The Upstream Color definitely is an experience in sight and sound. With the soundtrack is really amazing. The complexity of that and the images and the editing, it really is like a sensory experience that just it envelops you, and you just have to go along for the ride.
Legit. So I guess with that being said, let us jump into the let's see here. Let's jump into the spoiler-filled section of the review, and we're gonna go deep on this shit. So if you haven't seen the film, get out now, right? Because we're gonna dissect just about everything here that comes to mind. But I'm gonna bring up the film literally without audio, just so I can sort of have a frame of reference here. Let me see, get the screen share going a little bit. So here's his logo. I don't know how well you can see that. Can you see this?
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, Ironically, this is our first image here, which is an immediate call to a topiary, which I'm gonna try to tread lightly on a topiary just because there's so much information there. But when we get to this creature, well, actually, what are your thoughts about this? Man, I don't even know what to refer to this weird paper pattern thing that he has going in Upstream. But like, there's a scene where Shane Carruth, he's sort of like staring at himself, and he's got like um, like the papers from straws, and he's like bending them into that same configuration, that pattern, kind of just
Yeah,
like almost like unconsciously doing it, which is weird.
yeah. It's like one of the things that is. This is the spoiler-filled section, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's part of like that routine that I think the character is known as the thief, who is basically his job is to get a hold of this organism when it's at it's at the point in its life cycle when it's in insects that he gets from plants, and he finds a person to take over with this, and then basically robs them of everything that they own.
Hmm.
For what purpose is not exactly clear, but that's kind of one of the routines he gives them just to occupy their time while he's like draining their bank account, getting all of their possessions. He just gives them this series of tasks just to keep them occupied. And so yeah, that's basically the opening of the movie is him apparently having just finished with a previous sample. That's all of these people that he whose lives he invades are known as the sampled. So this Amy Seimet's character is just the latest in a long line of people who have been sampled.
Yeah. And yeah, so right here, when she's sort of been abducted and she's under mind control, that first image, she's sort of replicating that with these papers here.
Right, copying down pages out of Walden.
Yeah, which is so weird. But let's just sort of, I guess, go through the film linearly. Um,
Okay.
so this is the, I guess, the sampler guy.
Yes, this is the sampler.
All right. Yeah. Here's
No,
the
no,
bugs.
this is the thief. This is not
Oh,
the sampler. Is the guy on the farm.
right, right, yeah. So here's the bug that if it gets in you, your mind's being controlled, son. So, I think the thief will be coming up. Okay, this first scene is so batshit weird with these kids. Like it's so hypnotic, but like,
Yeah, it's sort of
um,
establishing what this organism does, of how it creates like a host and and a control
uh-huh,
organism.
yeah. Would you think about the scene where these two kids they go to meet the thief and
Yeah.
like they this is really weird. It's like they took. Actually, I'm gonna have to refer back to the movie, but
There's
like,
so little dialogue in the movie. It's really hard to build like a frame of reference where it's like you see this and then you see that. It's like it's you got to translate all these images into words because he's not really relying on dialogue in this movie.
yeah, it's like they. I don't think they drink the bug. It's like they
Uh,
sort of
yeah,
strain it or
yeah,
something.
yeah. They strain some kind of chemical or protein off of it or something. There's a lot of like microphotography showing chemical reactions and things going on.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the part where that happens specifically. Maybe it happened a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the thief guy.
Yeah.
Um, they just showed him. This.
Apparently the bugs have to be alive, like the dead ones don't work.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because it shows them separating them out into two different jars, the living ones and the dead ones are just, I guess, disposed of.
Hmm.
But you get a sense that there's a lot at work here that we don't understand yet. There's a lot of layers going on.
Yeah, basically that liquid that they just drank, the bug was kind of doused with that liquid, and they just drank it, which gives them some sort of powers, I
Yeah,
guess.
it links it links minds in some way.
Right, yeah, like a shared consciousness thing
Right.
going on. And I just don't understand, like, why are these kids visiting the thief as if he's just like Uncle Leroy or some shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what we were talking about. They do this weird thing that I guess I can't articulate. And this gives them some form of powers. One is that their consciousnesses are linked, And what's weird is that towards the end of this clip, they like are able to suddenly do martial arts, which I thought was incredibly weird. I'm
the
trying. I'm trying to get to that part now. Maybe it comes up a little bit quicker than I thought, but
Yeah, it's like right after this.
yeah.
The impression I get is that it's like kids playing games. It's like this is
Mhm.
just something this guy has, and they're just kind of experimenting with it and just having fun with it, just seeing
Yeah.
what they can do,
Mhm.
and they don't even really understand what it is. It's just like you drink this and like you'll copy all my movements whether you want to or not. It's just kind of a fun
Yeah.
game for them to play.
I wonder why. I don't know. I mean, what do you think about the thief? I mean, do you think he's? I just think it's so weird that he has this connection with these kids. It doesn't seem random. Maybe it is random. I don't know.
Uh, the way I sort of interpret it is they're just like these neighborhood kids, and maybe this is his way of like testing out the bugs to see if they work before he goes and uses it on a sample. It's like
Okay.
when he sees it's working with them, then he knows, okay, I got a good batch. Now I can go out and find somebody and get the next sample.
How I don't even know how you could like qualify as being good enough to like be one of the people chosen to be a part of the process. You know what I mean? That's really
Yeah,
weird. I
it
don't
doesn't look
know.
like I don't know. It doesn't look like there's much of a process because at first he's just like he's acting like he's a drug dealer. He's kind of trying to show
Mhm.
people I got these pills, but they wouldn't know what they are. So it seems like he's just kind of searching for anybody at
Mhm.
first, and then it just sort of happens to be the I think her name is Chris, the Amy Seimetz character.
Yeah.
It's just like there she is. He has an opportunity to get her, and so he just takes that opportunity, and just by chance, she ends up being the next sample.
Right. Okay. Um.
See,
Yeah.
bit of a topiary there.
Yeah. This is the second main character. Oh fuck it. I'm just gonna talk about this as if like you guys have seen it. But yeah, so this does seem to be a temporary on the screen, which I'll probably just let play through first. May just
So cool to see that.
and man, getting this shot must have been mad random, but let's keep going there. Uh, Again, when it comes to the topiary, I have not read the script in its entirety. It's just something that I just meticulously researched. I've never like read all of it. But these are actually CGI shots that Shane Carruth made himself personally
Yes.
for the film. Unfortunately, a lot of this is just question marks for me. I mean, obviously, in the bottom left hand corner, these are choruses, I believe.
Yes. Choruses. Incomplete choruses, though. They have the boxes for bodies. If
Uh
you look in the all the way to the left in the middle row, in the middle row, I think that's a complete chorus, like with the full body and everything built in it.
You talking about like at the top?
Uh, Top left, that is one of the hands.
Okay.
Middle left is a complete chorus, I think, possibly. It's hard to say for sure, but I believe that is a fully complete chorus.
Okay. That is really whoa. This is weird. This it just occurred to me. This is the longest I've ever stared at this picture. Because like if you go from the bottom left, go all the way to the top, and your first right, this image may be the most mind blowing here. Because it just occurred to me that like you're kind of seeing the underbelly and the feet of
Oh yeah.
a chorus, and then you're seeing another one in the distance. I've never noticed that before.
Yes, yes.
That's weird.
I don't remember that one either.
Um, and I know we can see this little shot of the one directly in front of you, right underneath her wrist there at the bottom. What are
Yeah.
those? Or are those hands as well?
That is a leg,
Oh,
a limb,
okay.
which I believe would have been made from flowers, I think. It's been a
Okay.
little while since I've read the script.
Sure.
So, but I believe that's one of the limbs that at first the kids just attach them to crates and boxes, and they make the courses in the lower left, and then they get additional pieces, and they're able to build the complete bodies and everything that they're meant to have.
That's weird. Oh, and then that I don't know what that is, but it's cool.
I think that's oh, what are they called? They have they have a special they have a special name, but they're called. I don't think I can remember. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, we'll probably reference back to this at the end of the reviews. I do want to try to talk about it a little bit if we can, just in itself. But I think there was one shot that I think I already passed. Let me see if I can go back. I thought that there was there's Amy Cyrus there. There was like a little bit of footage, I thought.
Yeah, it's right after this.
There it is. Yeah. Dude, made by just Shane himself?
Right?
Like,
He programmed his own CGI software to be able to do this stuff.
like what? But anyway, let's just move on. Let's see here. We will definitely get to Topiary, don't worry. But back to Upstream Color, though. So she's just some average, ordinary person. She gets abducted by the thief, who just, wow, pops that mind control bug in her. Is there a name for the bug, or no?
I don't think there is. There could be. Like if I could find a script somewhere, I'd love to like read how he describes these scenes and like what kind of terminology he uses. Because it's clearly very well thought out and very detailed. So I'm sure he had like a vocabulary worked out for it.
Sure. So yeah, I guess I'll just call it the bug. Oh, by the way, this dude's voice is like the weirdest shit ever, man. I can't explain it. I mean, it just has such a eerie, ominous, like commanding power to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Almost like a hypnotherapist or something.
Right. It's like it's like a hypnosis to it, where he's just giving very calm, clear orders. There's not even any question in his mind that he knows she's going to do and believe exactly what he says.
And one of the things that also makes it so weird is that, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's not many instances where you're watching him speak. You're just sort of hearing him speak, which is really eerie for me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I hadn't paid attention to that before.
And it's funny. It's interesting that these scenes happen so quickly.
The editing in this movie is very, very rapid. Like, it's unusual.
Yeah. This scene here, which is from the trailer, just melts my head, where he's sort of like, okay, so right now, just so that those of you who are sort of new to Shane are sort of keeping up, like, she's under the mind control, and he is sort of telling her to imagine that like his head is made of the same bacteria as the sun. And like even like from the actually, yeah, we should stop and talk about that for a second. The trailer. God, it feels like an ancient time ago when I first saw the trailer, but I still remember when I saw the trailer, I had never seen Primer, and I watched the trailer and didn't know nothing about it, didn't know nothing about Shane, but there's just something about the third trailer, by the way. I'll bring it up here.
Like it seems like each trailer is like kind of trying to give you a different feeling, like because Upstream Color seems like it's a combination of different genres. Like there's a bit of horror in there and thriller and like body horror, like with her body being invaded by this parasite or or organism or whatever it is grows into like this worm inside of her. That's like kind of Cronenbergian in a way. And
Sure.
then it's a romance with her and the Shane Carruth character. It's like it's about identity. So like it seems like each trailer there's like the romantic trailer, there's the horror trailer. They give you different vibes in each one.
Mhm. Can you see the trailer right now?
Yes, I can see this right now.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
And still playing now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. But yeah, this is the third trailer for Upstream Color. The first one, the first trailer to anything that Shane Carruth ever made that I watched, and I still remember just being so mind-blowingly confused, but so engrossed and enthralled, and like I really wanted to see it, but like I couldn't speak to why. It's really bizarre. Because, in all honesty, there's nothing about this about this trailer that makes sense. But yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to get to is, what were your thoughts when you first saw this trailer specifically?
I remember really liking the music and the really ominous tone of it and the ambiguous tone of it. But I remember this when it was playing in theaters. That I think that was the first time I had ever heard of Shane Carruth because
Mm,
I hadn't seen Primer, but I kept hearing about Upstream Color and how he'd like released it himself and done basically everything on it himself, and how this was like gonna be a game changer for independent films. But like I couldn't figure out what this movie was. Like, is it a romantic comedy? Is it like a Garden State kind of movie? Is it
right.
sci-fi? What is it? I
Yeah.
I just wanted like a clear answer. Like, well, somebody just tell me what the hell this movie is. And it took me a while. Like, I saw Primer first, and then was blown away by Primer. I watched that like 2 or 3 times in a row. Just like became obsessed with it, and I thought like, okay, I absolutely have to see Upstream Color now. And it just sort of like I devoured everything about Shane Carruth I could find, and then found out about Topiary. It's just like it became an obsession after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sort of watched. I think maybe I was just hypnotized by the trailer, honestly, because the sound design, um, and all the trailers in the film itself is incredibly different. Like, it's almost hypnotizing in itself. I have the soundtrack digitally somewhere, but
Oh, cool! It's like a Brian Eno kind of ambient score. There, it is very
yeah,
hypnotic.
yeah. Each track list is like a sentence. It's great though. It's amazing that he composed it all himself. And
Yeah, it's like he does everything. Like he designs sound, he does cinematography and editing. It's pretty amazing. Although I
and
did read that like he had to bring in an additional editor for Upstream Color because he said he was only getting about 30 minutes of sleep every night doing all that himself. During
what?
during the production of Upstream Color.
Holy shit! Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, I wonder if the soundtrack had a lot to do with me staying with the trailer while watching it, because it really doesn't make sense, the trailer. Like, it's difficult to discern whether it's horror or
Yeah.
uh, if it's some kind of bizarre sci-fi like, you can't tell. But
Yeah. This really I this it wasn't a movie that I could really approach head on. It's like, because yeah, everything I saw is like, I don't get it. What is it? And so I had to sort of come in from the side. I had to go to Primer first, and then go like, okay, now I sort of get what's going on here.
I think what made me, because when I first saw the trailer, I immediately like watched it again and again and again.
Yeah, I watched the trailer a couple times too.
I'm actually gonna bring it back up really quick. I think one of the things that made me keep watching it is that, the music was amazing. The imagery is just so weirdly distinctive and dreamlike,
Yeah,
and
like especially that, like the
and
nighttime scenes when she finds the sampler.
mhm. uh, there was one part specifically that I always would go back to with the trailer. Let me see if I can find it. It's the part with it's like a voiceover. Um, I think it's coming up. Let's see. It's something with these pigs. Oh wait, maybe I have them further back. Oh yeah, I have them further back. Here we go. Yeah, this part right here. Okay, in the trailer, there's a voiceover happening right here from the guy on the left, the sampler. And the first time I saw the trailer, the way that you're seeing this happen here, it's almost like he's talking about the pigs and them simultaneously.
Oh, yeah, because the pigs they become connected to each host, like
Yeah,
mentally
because
or in some way.
yeah,
It's like
because right now the voice, yeah, like I can't remember the voiceover verbatim, but it was something like they're crowded away in the corner, frightened, afraid, or something like that. And
Oh wow.
let me see if I can't. I don't know if the screen share is still going or not. Hold on a second. But anyway, when I first saw that, I remember I made that connection just from watching the trailer a couple times, you know.
Yeah.
and and I remember just being like, what the hell's going on? You know. That screen share off. Hey, can you see me right now?
Yeah, you went out for a second, but you're back.
Okay. But yeah, I just remember when I made that little connection way back then, I was like, what is he trying to say with this movie? You know? It's
Yeah.
weird.
That's another thing. Like the first time I saw the movie, like with all the editing, I didn't realize what he was trying to get at in a lot of
Hmm.
scenes the first time, and it's like I just have no idea what's going on. And so by the end, I knew I'd seen something really different and really special, but I didn't know what it was. And then the second time, yeah, suddenly it was like, oh, I get it, because the organism moves from the human host to the pig. It links the minds in a way. So like you see the sampler, like you see him touching each pig. Suddenly he's in the lives of one of the sampled. Like you see scenes from their lives, like bits and pieces, flashes, and he's like there watching. It's like
Hmm.
he has some sort of connection with all of these minds and these consciousnesses that are apparently linked to the pigs, and he can somehow like pick up on in some way. He has
Yeah.
some kind of connection with the pigs and then with the sampled.
And I think maybe I almost forgot to mention, I think the biggest drawing force for me watching Upstream Color is that when I did research, I learned about Primer. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. So I
So you
went.
went to Upstream first and then Primer?
Yeah, I saw the trailers for Upstream, and the movie was nowhere close to coming out at the time, I don't believe.
Oh.
So I was like, huh, I gotta wait a while to see this weird ass looking movie. So found out about Primer, so I think I rented it or something.
Okay,
And
yeah,
just
that was a similar thing for me. I heard about Upstream. It's like, okay, I got to see what this is all about.
and just had my mind blasted.
Yeah.
Primer is we'll probably have to touch on Primer in the future, but Primer is a hell of a film, time travel film. The most complicated time travel film I've may ever see, honestly.
It's hard to imagine how you could do it better than that. Like with
Yeah.
basically no effects, it's all centered around characters.
Mhm.
Like to me, it was completely absorbing. Like I got so invested in that, and like every time another layer is added, and the relationship between the two main characters, how like it becomes more paranoid and
Mhm.
more like distrusting. It's like I was so enveloped in that movie the first time I saw it. I had to show it to like all of my friends. I just went crazy for it.
Yeah, I think he designs his movies for like people who have obsessions or something, because I definitely have obsessions. It worked on me real good. Let's see here.
It seems like there's no casual Shane Carruth fan. Like somebody's like,
No,
yeah, I saw his movies. Like, yeah, they were kind of good.
right? Here, let's jump back into Upstream here. So I skipped ahead a little bit. This is I don't know. Is this after? Shit, I can't remember. This is
This is after the thief leaves.
okay. Okay, so she hasn't gone to see the sampler yet.
No, she hasn't. This is she's
Okay.
now discovering that her body has been invaded.
Okay. Just I have no idea on how he achieved this special effects shot, but it's really impressive. Holy shit.
I I wonder if he did this himself, like with the software he programmed that he was going to use for a topiary, or
I
if maybe
feel
if it's a physical effect, because it looks pretty convincing.
I almost feel like he had to have, especially right there. My God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't enlarge picture here. Is the picture like bigger now?
Yeah, it got bigger.
Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, I just want to touch upon that part because I can't believe he just like did that shit. Here's where it gets really weird. So for no discernible reason, somehow after the mind controlling guy sort of disappears, kind of stole all her money, um, she decides to see this guy,
She's
Sampler.
drawn by the sound waves.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah. When he puts the
Okay.
speakers to the ground, that sound wave apparently attracts the
Hmm.
organism in her body, and so she's just compelled without knowing why to go here.
Okay. Okay. Damn, that's not something I ever put together. All right.
I think I might have read that like in a forum somewhere. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, because I was like, it's just like bam, she just appears with
Yeah.
old dude. Um, and this is so weird. So this guy, he's just like, yeah, I'll take the worms out, and
Doesn't even say anything to her. Like, oh, I know what your problem is.
he takes the worms out of the pig and out of her simultaneously, and it's so. Yeah, let me stop the screen
I
share for
think
a second.
what he's actually doing is he's transferring it from her to the pig.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It transfers
Okay.
from the human host to the pig host, and then when the pigs reproduce, he throws the babies, the offspring, into the river. So the organism gets into the river, and then it enters the plants, and then the plants end up with the thief, and he gets the worms again.
Sure. Okay. Wow. I never thought of it that way. I always just assumed that he was sort of taking it out of her and the pig at the same time. Because it seemed like her and the pig were. It seemed like they were having the same sensations in that moment.
Yeah, like their minds start to get linked,
Yeah.
which is what somehow what that organism does.
It's so incredibly weird.
The
But let's
craziest thing is that it's like it's not just one simple thing. There's this whole world you enter when you watch one of his movies.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Wait, shit. I think I skipped it. But the scene that just gives. Let's see. Yeah, this fucking moment here where she like it's right after the moment we were just at, and she's walking around her house, and there's just like people standing around. I know the sampler's there, but there's just people motionlessly standing around,
Oh, I
and
don't think I
and
don't remember this part.
yeah, I've seen this movie at least I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times by now, but for some reason I do not remember this part right here. It's really weird.
Well, this is her house.
I it must
Wow.
be it must be
Yeah.
right. I guess
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know,
so.
but yeah, I this is actually one scene that sort of has me a bit baffled. I'm not sure what Shane is trying to say there. It's really creepy though. I don't know. Thoughts on that?
Maybe like maybe her mind is part of some kind of collective now. You know, she's less of an individual, more kind of part of this collective whole that this organism creates between all of its hosts.
Mhm.
because that seems to be like what the editing is implying, that like a reaction for one person will carry over to another, or like with the pigs, for instance. It seems like there's a connection formed between all of the sampled. So
I mean, it could have. I almost feel like sometimes what you're saying is not like actually reality. It's just like what the sampler is experiencing in his mind. So maybe that's
yeah. That seems to be
um,
like a lot of what he's doing to tell the story is like making internal things external. You know, like when the guy's head turns into just the ball of light.
yeah. Or when when Chris shoots him. When she shoots him at the end, like you realize that like they're not simultaneously in that weird office space and at the pig farm. Like they're at the pig farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder if a little bit of that is what was going on with the motionless people. I don't know.
Forget
Yeah, some shit. I don't know. So I'm gonna make some big leaps forward. So eventually she meets up with our main man Shane Carruth himself,
Yeah.
and I guess they just met on the train, I believe, and they romantically get involved. She starts to love swimming
Yeah.
for some reason. I mean, it looks great though. The photography is fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's another thing because they were both sampled, so that's kind of they have like this attraction to each other that they aren't really aware of or they don't really understand, but it's just like he sees her and he's like, I have to talk to her, and maybe it's just like, oh, she's a pretty girl, I want to talk to her, or if it's also something like, okay, I'm sensing something that is like compelling me towards her, if that's
sure.
part of it.
Yeah, I do. I'll have to try to find that moment. I love this one moment where it's like they're in bed together, and she's sort of at the edge of the bed, and like his ankle is exposed, and we see the little indent where someone must have pulled out the worm.
Oh yeah.
And every time we get to that point, I'm like, damn, this dude's a good director because like I forget every time that he's been abducted in the past, and the film never speaks to that.
Yeah. It's all the storytelling, yeah, is really subtle stuff like that, where it's just
Mhm.
cueing you in with visual details and like it's trusting that you're paying attention, that you're going to pick up on that stuff and you're going to make those connections. He really, that's one of the reasons I love him as a writer director, is because he really trusts the intelligence and the attention span of the audience that they're going to like pick up on those things.
Yeah.
You never really see him like really trying to drive something home at you, like see this, see this, see this.
Yeah. This dude uses like subtle hints and foreshadowing in like the craziest ways I've ever seen. It's something. But let's let's just talk about this dude. Spend some time on this guy here for a moment. The character, the sampler. Now, I wish I would have loved to have said that I came to this on my own, but the samplers confused me for so long. And I came across a paragraph from Shane himself, and he basically said the sampler is sort of this guy who listens to people's lives and can even make music out of hearing their lives.
Whoa.
Um,
That's sort of changes the way I interpret just some of the movie now. That's wow.
Really?
He listens to their lives. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, I'm not saying it completely verbatim. Maybe there's a couple words I got wrong, but it's essentially what he said. I wish I knew what website that was. But,
It's like everything about that guy is like based on sound.
and when I read that, I was like, oh, like, it helps in incredible amounts. I'm going to try and see if I can find some scenes that definitely seem to illustrate that point. But But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? That he's sort of like hearing people's lives as a form of music, I guess, and he tries to recreate that.
Yeah, there's something going on. I think that yeah, this is it, where he's just able to pick up on things somehow. Yeah, he's somehow like sensitive to like the connection between like these humans and these pigs and
Mhm.
these other humans. Like he's somehow able to tune into that.
Like, no offense, Shane, if you ever watch this, I swear, but the first time I saw this, let me see if it's about to happen. Okay, yeah, when I first saw this, I literally pissed myself laughing, where he just casually walks off. Okay, because I wasn't aware of the whole him listening to motherfuckers entities or whatever the hell. So the first time I saw this, I was like, what in the actual fuck just happened? This dude's just like staring at pigs and like
This thing throws a lot at you that yeah, you're just not really prepared to like interpret the first time around.
yeah. I just thought that was so bizarre. I just remember like after the first two watches, I was still just like, what? Like what? What thing? Like what are we talking about? So yeah, he just goes around listening to people's lives and
Yeah, it seems like there's other stuff that he's compelled to too. There's a lot of stuff of like people just kind of like doing things based on instinct, like unconsciously. If you see him like driving around and he'll see a telephone pole and he'll just stop suddenly and he'll be
yeah,
drawn to this thing and he'll
yeah.
start getting sounds out of it. Like it's just something speaks to him where he's like, oh, this thing, this is what I need.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like it's not so much him listening to their thoughts, it's way deeper than that shit. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's like listening to like the sound of life forms, I guess.
yeah, or like feelings or emotions or it's something a lot more abstract than that. Yeah.
It's oh man, that's weird. I think the weirdest moment ever with the sampler. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Holy crap, this scene is a lot shorter than I thought it was.
Yeah, well, every scene in that movie, it's like a minute long.
Okay. All right, this scene. This scene bothered me so much back in the day. I think I have a better grasp on it now, but this scene right here, the "I love you" part. I don't know if you can.
Oh, okay, this is one of the sampled.
Yeah, I don't know if I went too far or not, but maybe I did. But yeah, that scene with this guy and his wife, and there's a moment where like there's like a literal loop. I don't know if I already passed it or not. But it's just literally like his wife, I guess, went out and something happened. I guess she had an asthma attack or something weird. She's taken off to the hospital. Let me try to go to the. Where the hell's the beginning of this scene? Or maybe I'll just let it play out. But yeah, that guy's character, he's just sort of. Um, Him and his wife are sort of stuck in a loop for a second. It's like the sampler and him are at the
Oh,
hospital.
oh,
Like they're at the hospital. I'm trying to wait to catch this up because it's weird. These scenes are so short that I can't like.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that one sequence though with the loop?
It's definitely there's a lot of looping in the movie of
Yeah.
like stuff repeating, and it's. I think I read an interview with Carruth where he talked about that of how the movie is sort of about cycles and like the overall goal for the characters is to break the cycle because they've become part of this life form cycle where they're one of the hosts, one of the samples, and the cycle's just going to continue, and so they need to break it in order to escape from it, and that's sort of what the ending is they finally break that cycle and are able to rebuild their lives or continue their lives or something because like that's another identity is another theme of of like how these people are not the same people after they've been sampled. It just basically completely destroys their personality, and they have to start
Oh,
over again.
oh my God. What you, what you just said blew my mind. But um, I don't even know if I can speak to that. But I found the scene that I was fucking looking for. Okay, so here's the present day of this scene
Ah,
where the wife is in the hospital. He's there. The sampler is just listening, I guess. And
yeah.
and this is the present day here. And this little looping thing that hopefully we're about to see is the past. So this is the past
Oh,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And so I guess this is Shane Carruth's way of showcasing the sampler's powers, I guess.
Yeah, or sort of what he experiences, or just like
Yeah.
what he's picking up.
Yeah, because I really struggled for a long time, like, what the hell was the meaning of this sequence right here? But when you look at it from the perspective of, like, the sampler's, like, literally, like, peering into this dude's...
Yeah, he's getting bits and pieces.
Right. So it's sort of like this memory that's happening right now, the sampler and this guy in the present day are thinking about it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
See what I mean? Right
He's
here?
catching memories of memories.
Yeah, right here. My God, that's weird. But yeah, good Lord. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight that moment because that really trips me up so many times. I guess before we sort of get towards like the ending and kind of give our overall thoughts, what is your favorite? I guess I'll probably go first, but what is your favorite moment from the film in general? Ironically, I think I'm right at the spot. But yeah, I'll just play it from here. But my favorite moment is this moment right here, which is weird because it's very short, but uh, I love this whole moment starting from this kiss right here.
Yeah.
And even as it runs all the way to where he's like eating the burger and whatnot, just the music and this whole romantic moment, I think it's just done so well. Like it's just executed so well to me.
Yeah. It's not a typical movie romance,
Right.
where everyone does and says the right thing. It's very clumsy and awkward in a lot of parts, and that makes it feel a lot more real.
Like on one level, I just think he achieved so much here. Like on one level, like it's like an emotional series of events happening right now, but also they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, like Shane Carruth is like a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
And the music is done so well. I wish I could play the song that's playing right now, but it's such a fantastic song that. And it sort of just all culminates. It's like, oh my God, like they have great chemistry, the acting is good, but wait a second, the directing is good, like the music is good, but it's like, oh wait, it's all Shane, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that would be my favorite moment or moments from the film. But what about you? Do you have like a favorite scene or shot?
I think probably the moment that sticks out most to me is actually maybe the final shot. It there's something really, really beautiful about it. Um, of when they finally break that cycle, and it's like everything is kind of on hold. Like all of the baby pigs, like they're killed. Like no new generation can come. Like these people's lives are not allowed to continue. They're just stuck in this loop, in this cycle. And then when they finally break that, and that final shot of her like holding the baby pig, and it's like it's gonna have a chance at life now. Life can continue. There's something really like beautiful about that to me, of just like that simple image of her just like cradling this little baby pig. It's like, oh, It's really simple and profound to me, but I always, even though this movie's so abstract and experimental, that like is a very emotional moment to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a great moment for sure. Before I touch on that moment, this moment here from the film is maybe the most intense part from the movie, where like the pigs are sort of,
Uh,
I think they're drowned in the river,
oh yeah.
and there's just
Oh
this,
man.
there's just
Oh.
the, yeah,
I
there's
just
this,
made that connection of like the panic that is crossing over. Oh, and they don't know why they're upset. Oh
yeah,
man, that
yeah,
never occurred to me before.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, like the oh my God, I think this is it right here. So for whatever reason, samplers just like fuck these pigs. So he's like, I'm killing pigs today. But what's weird is that when he drowns these pigs, our main characters simultaneously are affected by that for some reason.
I can't
Like
believe I never noticed that. Oh
like
man.
like right here, Shane, or well, I guess his character Chris, or wait, what's his character's name?
Oh, I can't remember his character's name.
I think she's Chris, and he's just gonna be Shane Carruth. But anyway, when
Yeah.
when Shane was at work, as soon as those pigs were drowning, he just got all violent and stuff. As you can see, he got cut on his nose. He like got in a fight
Yeah.
with some employees, and she,
It's
I don't remember what the hell she did, but she wigged out. And what was so weird, I'm just gonna let it play through, but
yeah.
it's
Suddenly
like,
this mundane day becomes like life or death and they don't know why.
yeah, and in this moment right here, not only are their consciousnesses, I at least I think so. I felt like their consciousnesses like were not only connected, but maybe they were aware.
Like they each knew the other was in distress.
Yeah, because like she, I'm not sure how to say this. It's like I felt like right here where he's kind of instructing her on where to go. Granted, she's at
Yeah.
his work, but how could he? How the hell could he
Oh
know
yeah, he knows
exactly?
exactly where she is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like their minds sort of. I don't know if you feel differently, but I feel like always felt like their minds sort of snapped together for a second.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's exactly what he's going for here.
Yeah, because Shane's like, turn left, go down this corridor. You see this fire extinguisher,
Yeah,
go there. Here I am. And
right
he's
there
like,
at just the perfect moment.
he's just like, why were you at my work? And she can't speak to it. And then we get to that, infamous bathtub shot.
Yeah, the poster image.
Yeah, they straight bomb rush into the bathroom. Probably not even knowing. They probably don't even know what's going on, but they're both afraid and terrified.
Yeah,
And
preparing for some kind of disaster that they both
yeah,
seem to be sure is coming.
but yeah, I think that might be the most intense and baffling, or at least one of the most baffling parts of the film. Them sort
Yeah,
of
I did not even make that connection until you.
really,
Yeah, of how those two scenes are juxtaposed.
yeah,
There's not a single moment in here that isn't like totally purposeful of what you're seeing and how it's connected to another scene. It's like it's all there for a very specific purpose. But man, that was like I never really understood why they panicked until just now. It's like that now it
what?
just suddenly makes sense. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm sure I don't. It was probably like after my third viewing, but when I noticed that, I remember just being like, it's like okay, that makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't.
Yeah. There's a sort of like fantasy element, a sort of mystical element. It's
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
sci-fi, but it's also it's a lot of imagination too.
yeah, and it's more satisfying than Lost. So kudos.
I
You know,
actually haven't watched Lost yet.
really? Oh man, I was obsessed with Lost, but
It seems like
man,
one of
do,
those shows.
man, do I got some problems with it. Anyway, let's see here. I'm gonna try to skip ahead a lot. I'm just gonna touch. I'm gonna touch on this briefly, but when she starts hearing that sound in the basement, man, that shit was weird.
I don't remember a sound.
Yeah, there's this scene where she just wakes up one morning and she's like, "Do you hear that?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, and she's like, "It won't go away." And she starts like whistling. And
I remember this.
I'll try to bring up a still from that moment, but like he goes to some crazy lengths to try to figure out what the sound is that's like bothering her. And
Is
he
that like when
tries
he's
like
chopping down the trees?
it's right after, I think,
Okay.
because he starts. I don't know if I can find it, but he starts like digging under underneath the house to try to find the sound that she's hearing, and he never hears it.
Huh.
And that's also. Oh, here we go. Right here. Let me get the.
I just watched the movie again like a day or two ago. So I can't
Yeah,
believe this scene is escaping me.
Yeah, I watched it last night in preparation because it's been a while. But this scene right here, I'll just let it play through. But he's like literally tried digging underneath the house to figure out what the hell this noise is that she's hearing, and
Oh, and the
just
organism is reproducing.
oh yeah, I forgot about this scene right here.
This is when it's entering, yeah, into the plants.
Is this after?
Yeah, this is after the pigs have been thrown into the river and their bodies release the next stage of the life cycle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what I was talking about though. She's like, "Please find the sound because I can't sleep with her." And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
Wonder, now that suddenly that connection is made, like everything that all of the scenes that we're seeing being presented together are obviously connected. I wonder if that's related, like to the river, if they're like hearing something in the river, or
Oh, you talking about these bastards? I think the thief is with these random people. Um, yeah, I think he was with them. If I'm not mistaken. Holy fuck! I totally forgot about this whole moment right here of the movie. I don't know what's happening.
I think these people, like, they just get the plants, and then the plants end up in
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I think I'm getting a clear picture now,
yeah,
cause
they end up in the shop, and that's where the thief finds them.
yeah, cause after old dude gets shot, sampler guy. I remember there's this one moment where they flash to the thief and he looks really concerned, as if like
Yeah,
they just ran out of stock for these worms.
yeah.
Okay.
The cycle's been
Wow.
broken.
Whoa. This is blowing my mind. Okay. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, this shit right here, I'm still baffled by. Thoughts on this moment here
I, um,
because
well, this
I
actually this just occurred to me. Maybe it's like trying to put her back into the mindset of when she was under the influence of the organism, of like trying to turn the conscious part of her mind off so that she's just focused on some repetitive task, like when she was a host for this organism and this guy was giving her all this stuff to do, just like turning that conscious part off so that she could just revert back to like the state of mind she was in when she was under the thief's control, and she can like start reciting the pages from Walden, and they can start piecing together like what happened.
yeah, I suppose. I mean,
That's just what occurred to me, like in the moment of like suddenly making more connections, like in the story.
like in a Terrence Malick movie, there's always that one scene or collection of scenes where I'm just like, fuck, because I don't know what it means. This sequence right here, let me bring it up again. It's definitely one that I'm really not. I don't know what I can say to articulate what's what's happening here. It's interesting, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know about this one. I mean, I know that Shane Carruth has gone on to say that some of the shit that she was babbling on about while under the influence was like really similar to that Henry Thoreau book, and he was like, "Oh man, what?" And so
Yeah.
he started opening the book and was reading whole passages that were similar to what he wrote or was thinking about
Yeah.
for the film. And
I read that too.
so he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just going to use a bit of Henry's work, I guess." Man, this seems weird. I'm not sure how to articulate it, but
Yeah, I'm not even sure I fully get it either, like how this leads to the sampler. I'm not quite positive. I haven't fully wrapped my head around it yet.
I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like maybe she's, for whatever reason, in this moment at the swim pool, she's reverted back to the mind state of when she was abducted. I will
Yeah.
say though, will say that because I've been trying to figure out all these years, like why a swimming pool? You know,
Yeah.
like why? It's
What's the
so.
significance?
This is my first time thinking about this, but I will say though, I mean, it's an interesting coincidence that when she's abducted and the worm is put into her, she's like, being completely drenched and rained upon, completely wet.
Yeah.
Um, it's interesting that she's having this reverting back moment in a pool. I don't know if like water, and also, oh
Yeah.
shit, I never thought about that. Like also with water, another connection with water is that where he's talking about like his head being made of the sun, having her drink water in the weirdest
Yeah.
way possible in
That's
those
like her
sequences.
reward for everything she does. She
So I
drink a
guess
little water.
maybe water is some kind of bizarre metaphor.
Maybe.
That's my best crack.
Yeah. I'm really not quite sure what to think. Like the water is definitely a recurring visual motif, but
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't know if I really have an interpretation for the significance of that.
yeah, that's my best crack. He totally loses me with her gathering rocks from the bottom of the pool. Yeah, that I don't understand that part at all. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to
I
take a
think
crack at that.
there must be some answer because I remember I read an interview with somewhere I forget where, but he was talking about with somebody saying like, so the movie is very abstract. Do you encourage like multiple interpretations? And he said like, no, I pretty much had like one idea when I did everything in this movie, and I think it's pretty clear like what everything means. Like, people will
Sure.
pick up on it.
It's like no, Shane. Nah, nah, bro. We're still confused, bro. We're still confused with your first movie. Um, but there's another moment that hopefully is about to happen soon that I'm probably gonna get a nosebleed trying to comprehend it one day. I hope it comes. I hope it comes up soon. Let me see. Let me try skipping ahead a little bit. You probably already know what I'm talking about, but I was hoping that it would show up here soon.
um, I actually
Let's.
don't remember this section of the movie as well as the other sections.
Oh, I think it's coming up. Let me see. Yes, this moment right here. What
Oh,
in the flying fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm serious. Like, all of a sudden, for the first and last time she's swimming, she sees this yellow flying with whatever the hell flower that is. She touches it, and what happens is what you're seeing now, which I really can't
oh
explain. But
man.
um,
She's seeing all of like the stuff that the sampler has used for like his music and stuff.
yeah.
She's but I don't know if that's in her head or like if the thing she's touching is in her head or if it's actually there.
All right. Here, let me go back to the screen share because I actually don't even remember how the scene ended. Um, so I'm just gonna
She's picking up on something though.
let me play it through here for a second. Like first off, where did that bastard come from? And or like is it even really there?
Yeah.
The yellow flower?
I don't know, maybe it's just supposed to be like this moment where she suddenly like she taps into something and she's able to like she suddenly is able to perceive the sampler in some way, in some non-physical way. Like suddenly she's able to all these other minds that she's connected with, she's suddenly able to tap into it for a second and like here, we need to go here. Because I
Yeah.
think the next scene is when they find the pig farm, right?
Um, yeah, I'm just gonna play through my own really quick. But yeah, that's when they discovered the pig farm. I'm just gonna douse over the last bits of the film, but they find the pig farm. They find a sampler. She straight murders the sampler. I thought that was a really interesting option, but hey, whatever. So they just kill
Yeah.
the bastard, don't get caught, and they sort of find a way of contacting all the people who have been abducted, like they have,
Yeah.
and some of those people come and meet up with them at the pig farm,
Yeah.
and I guess they all become friends at the pig farm.
A new beginning.
They happy times at the pig farm, son.
I
Yeah.
do feel sorry for the sampler. He seems to be like the more sympathetic one. Like the thief is kind of the one you don't like. He's the one that's destroying these people's lives. It seems like the sampler is kind of like he feels sorry for them or he wants to help them in some way, but they don't understand that, and so it's just like they think he's to blame, and he ends up being the one like facing the consequences. So you feel kind of sorry for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the sampler, I don't know. I mean, the thief definitely seems like a shady weed dealer or something. But this is the last closing moments right here.
Yeah, her hair's starting to grow longer again.
Yeah.
Some time has passed.
I think right around here is about to be her final moments in the film, and then the movie just shuts off, and Shane's just like, I hope you enjoyed it. But on a serious note, I really did enjoy it, but it's frustrating. But
Yeah.
wow. So right now we are an hour and 12 minutes into this review. Officially YouTube's longest dissection of Upstream Color, so that kind of makes me happy.
I didn't realize we've been going on that long.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll definitely have to make another video for Topiary, but I guess closing thoughts on Upstream Color. You want to go first?
Well, it's a bottomless mystery, it feels like. Yeah, every time I've watched it, I've discovered something new. Even just talking about it, like, made connections I'd never made before.
Yeah.
It seems like, yeah, no matter how many times you watch it, how many times you talk about it, there's always something in there that has yet to be illuminated. So it's a lot of fun to keep going back to, and just a beautiful film, some great writing and acting, a great combination of genres. I think it's something really special, and it really makes me want to see desperately another Shane Carruth movie, like where he can go from there.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to put some kind of time stamps, guys, in the comment section. So try to make it easier on you to sort of weed through the review. But man, even after all these years, even after the discussion we just had, there's still so many moments of the film where I'm just like, wait, what? Especially the part with that yellow flower. That bothers me. I don't.
Yeah. I can't help you there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know how to speak to that. Or the funny thing is, I feel like in Shane Carruth's mind, this makes complete sense.
Seems to. That's the way he talks. It's like, yeah, if you pay attention, like it's all really clear. I put it all in there.
Yeah, it's like, no big deal. I've also seen him sort of kind of almost seemingly exasperated trying to explain the film. So it seems like these are really personal projects, these films, for sure. Like he spent like an enormous amount of time thinking about them.
Yeah. I was sort of flabbergasted like when I read about him talking about his writing process of like where these ideas come from. Because it would seem like he would approach these stories in a completely different way. Like Primer, you think, okay, the first idea there must have been time travel. Guys who accidentally invent a time machine. Upstream Color, like clearly that organism thing must have been the first idea there. But it's like both of those, he says like, okay, when I wrote Primer, I wanted to tell a story about a friendship dissolving. And then just the time machine came about as a way of telling that story. And then Upstream Color, it's like I wanted to tell a story about identity and like what a personality is, what a human being is, like when you strip everything away and have to start over, like what is left when you strip all of that away. And that's how that started, and then everything else built from there. So it's like he starts with an idea of a theme and then thinks of this crazy, completely wild original story that expresses that theme, which I would have not expected at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a head spinning, trippy, truly unique piece of work. And I don't know. I guess sort of let us know your guys' theories, your favorite moments from the film. What are your thoughts on Shane Carruth? And what is your guys' rating on the film? For me personally, Upstream Color is an easy 10 out of 10 film for me. How would you rate it?
I don't usually do scores, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been able to work out like a number system I'm really satisfied with of like okay, this is a 5, this is a 4, and it's I guess it get a highest recommendation from me.
Okay. Yeah, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is like my highest rating.
Yeah. I guess it'd be pretty much the same for me.
I mean, 10 out of 10. I mean, no film is perfect to me. Like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is just it's as close to perfect as they were ever going to get. You know?
Yeah.
And
as much as you can enjoy a film or be absorbed by a film, like
But yeah, I guess before we close out, do you want to give your channel a plug really quick? And
if I can. My channel is DisRegarding Henry. I do movie reviews of art house films, foreign films, cult films, horror films, indie films. I put a lot of focus on like history and production info. Try to put as many facts and as many interesting pieces of information in there as I can. I also do unmade masterpieces where I talk about stuff like a topiary or David Lynch's Ronnie Rocket, and I also do videos every Monday and Tuesday where I answer people's questions about just whatever they want to know about movies or directors or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, definitely check out his channel. His dissection of the topiary is how I came across him, and I was just your summary of the film was melting my mind. Not even reading the script, just you trying to piece together what the hell Shane was talking about. I was like losing myself through your summary. I was like, wait, the what? The funnel? The what? But yeah, definitely check out his channel. He's got some great work there.
That's
And
how most people find me, is through a topiary.
that's amazing. And if you have a way of contacting Shane Carruth, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to take us off air. And for now, peace out.